Oh, seven star citizens. I'm sick again.
Hello, everyone.
I have no energy. I've eaten like four things in 5 days.
Oh, that kind of stomach sick.
No, I'm not. I have no appetite.
Oh,
I eat like today. I had one little sandwich. I'd prepared myself two like small little like roast chicken sandwiches. Had one, and then I was like, no, just can't eat the other
yeah.
one. And I'm a big guy. That's not normal for me. That's like a snack. What the hell?
Yeah. But this week in Star Citizen was nothing on the
Yep.
post. So my whole week was playing Valheim because I was
Ooh,
like, I
interesting.
don't care about Evo.
Back on
I
the
don't.
Valheim grind.
Yeah, like I was kind of not caring that much about Evo Cati because of what Jared said last week. Jared last week
Mm,
was like, by the way, the next patch, we don't know what's going to be in it because we're still deciding whether or not we care more about
yeah.
stability or more about like bringing instancing in. And I think, I mean, maybe that's the discussion we can have a little bit today.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I don't care if we go a little bit shorter today because of my hockey games later. And if you're feeling sick, we can kind of try and keep it there. But we can like pose to the callers like the instancing
Mhm.
discussion a little bit of, do we need it now? Like like who cares if we have it in 4.9? Is it going to change our lives in 4.9? No, of course not. Is my thought
Yeah.
process. So I'd be curious to hear what the other callers are thinking and how they're feeling and stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah, only played 4.9 yesterday out of the whole week.
Yep.
Played
Yep.
Valheim today and
Well, wave one only came up yesterday as well. So
correct.
at least publicly, it's only been
Exactly. I played 0 Evo patches and only played the wave 1, was how
yeah,
I approached it, and, I don't know if that's what you did or not, so
pretty
how
much
was
yeah.
your
So
week?
just wave one
I'm
today.
gonna turn my
I
fan
tried
on
to
while you're talking.
play. I tried to play one of the Evo patches early this week because I've been home from being sick and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I had a weird error come up, and then I had to go do something else, which was a strange one. We fixed it today, but it wouldn't let me launch the PTU until I like uninstalled. Someone in chat will remind me what it was. It was like a benchmarking tool.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. According to one of them, it's bloatware. Nova Bench. I probably installed it like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, or something like that, and used it once, but it wouldn't let me launch it. It was very interesting. I assumed it was a BattleNet, not a BattleNet, sorry, easy anti cheat thing,
Yeah.
because like it came up during like that splash screen. But just interesting. So something going on with the easy anti cheat there. And then yeah, so other than that, didn't play till today, but got great chance to check out both of the new guns, and see the new armor, and see the plasma grenades in the game and enjoy them. Yeah,
Cool. You haven't used plasma grenades yet? This is first?
not once,
Wow,
not until
okay,
today.
cool. Yeah, let's jump right into that kind of stuff because I think did you try the hit markers? Because that was another thing.
No.
All right, let's start out with that then. I will see what I can bring up from my stream for it. Um and I need to make sure browser, yeah. Uh they added hit markers to ship combat for like, hey,
Ah,
I am hitting shields right now. Now you're hitting armor. Now you're hitting components. And the last
interesting.
one was you're ricocheting. I have not seen the ricochet hit marker yet.
Yeah, I was
Uh
gonna say, are they different sounds? Are they
there
different
there's no
colors? All that stuff.
it's colors and shapes. It's
Shapes.
colors
Okay.
and shapes. Yeah, let me bring
Okay.
up yesterday and see if I can find it. Um I got it already. That was fairly quick. Nice. But yeah, so it's quite good and cool. I think the quality of
Hmm.
this VOD is horrible for some reason, but whatever. We will watch it anyway. Can we see it? Yes. And this was contract complete, so let's scroll back a little bit. Do you see it for a split second there? Again, I don't know what the
Cool.
deal is with the quality and why I can't change it. I literally can't click the quality, the
Yeah.
icon there. But I'll try and pause it on.
Very, very hard for me to see, but I might have to just see it rewatching.
Yeah. Let's get to the fights. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't prepared for this. I forgot about this part. Here we go. So that's armor.
Ah, interesting. Yeah.
So it's just like the FPS gun. That's armor, and the thing just didn't have his shields on for some reason. You're gonna see shields here in a second. Because he turns them on here in just a moment. There it is.
There you go. Okay.
So one of those is lasers hitting shields, I think is the outside diamond.
Yep.
And then there's a blue X, which I think is your ballistics going through the shield and then hitting armor. So that's the indicator there.
That's a huge quality of life change.
Yeah, and then soon you should see a double hit, like when we get a headshot in FPS. That is hitting components, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's a big change.
Piloting is horrible. Mouse and keyboard and yeah. Oh, this guy hits there. You saw a quick double one, but he hits the asteroid, and then I end up fighting someone else. But yeah, that's something that they added, and I think overall everyone seems pretty, to use an Australian term, pretty keen on it. Like nobody really has anything bad to say. It might be a little bit big, especially the shield one.
Well, I would always hope that like they let us modify that, right?
Exactly.
Like, and that is a very normal thing to modify in to let players modify in games, right? Like the classic like console command change your crosshair in like CS or whatever.
Exactly.
So yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So quite simple there, like nothing too much to add, but it's a nice quality of life change. And for the hardcore people that may or may not want it, hopefully we could turn it off if you don't want it or whatever. But just think about like a new player coming in with the current choices that they're making around, especially the ricochet one. Like I hope that one comes with a sound, an alert, like hey, your bullet just ricocheted off this thing. The size of your weapon may not be strong enough to fight this thing, you know? So like hopefully it comes with like something like that where they're like, you know, given a tooltip so they know.
It's also just like in the game right now, even like veteran players, it is generally hard to figure out if you are hitting shields or armor from certain distances, especially with certain size ships, like certain smaller ships. And yet you've based a lot of your weapon designs around like bypassing armor, bypassing shield, whatever. So not having any feedback other than like, oh no, if you look really carefully, you can see that the shield isn't like dissipating in that one spot. So
I think that's
this
the
is a big
important
change.
point.
I think this is huge.
The point you make there is like our engagements often start, or, you know, are at like 900 meters, 800 meters, 750. When you get really close, of course I could tell that it's hitting armor or the shields because you could see it. Yeah. But at certain distances, it's a little bit harder to see. So that feedback, I think, is going to help newer players understand what's going on. And who can say that that's a bad thing? I don't think anybody really can say that that's a bad thing. Outside of that, we have basically two other things added to the patch, which was the armor and weapons, and then reco missions. Let's talk about the reco missions real quick. Any idea about those or no?
No, I didn't get a chance to do reco battaglia.
Okay, pretty simple. I didn't do it either because I grabbed a mission and it was like, go scan iron. That's it. Just scan it. So I was like, oh, cool. That's a trigger that works in missions, just scanning. So I thought that was a positive thing. But then I thought it was going to give me a marker for that iron. So like, as in I take a mission and it tells me where iron is and then I go and do it. Like another thing for like newer players early on, hey, help that player out, tell them where to go. I didn't get a marker. Word is during Evo that there's like storyline missions with her that are exactly the same as the mission that I got. And those do have markers that tell you where to go. So I don't know. I'm just going to hold off judgment on that. So one was scan and the other one was break. None of them were like scoop into cargo hold and sell. Yeah. So that was...
Does that mean you could collect it yourself and just keep it?
Yeah,
in this
you.
instance?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
she paid me 25K for each mission, and doesn't ask for the ore, I don't think. But yeah, I just looked at the missions in the Moby, and then when it told me to go find iron, and I was in Nyx,
Mm-hmm.
that's not easy to find, by the way. It was not a fun experience. So if it was
Yeah.
like go find torite, that's easy. It's everywhere. But it chose
Or
iron
if
for
we
some
had
reason.
some of the planets on Nyx that probably will have iron,
Yeah,
then maybe it would be okay.
sure. And then also,
Yeah.
um, quantum travel changes have been quite a bit of drama in this patch as
Mm-hmm.
well, where like my prospector has 800 quantum fuel. So when I jumped from Levski to a station to maybe there was iron at the station,
Mm-hmm.
like around it, I couldn't jump back to anywhere that I was trying to go to find iron after that. So like I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not doing these missions. I give up. And that's exactly what I did. I said, screw this. So
Yep.
that's that. We could talk a little bit. I think the quantum travel changes are just keep voicing your opinions, and CIG will be forced to change them if you hate them. I don't think there's
Yep.
too much discussion to have there, but it is sort of frustrating that CIG makes changes that are just obviously bad for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
As always, kind of feels like they're trying to pre-balance something before something happens.
Exactly, which is just like why.
Yeah.
You had time with the weapon, so feel free
Yeah.
to jump into that, and I'll bring up footage from your stream maybe.
I'll really quickly just talk about the oh, I forget what it's called now. The bulldog, like the bullpup or whatever,
Mhm.
style weapon. It feels just like every other raffle for the most part. I didn't get to like spend a ton of time with it because I wanted to spend more time with the massive LMG. But happy it's in. Excited to see what it can do with a bunch of attachments and stuff. And it'll certainly be someone's new favorite assault rifle, I'm sure.
I'm gonna be
But it's
honest.
just yeah.
Mine was a P4AR. Like
What do you
one
mean, just
time I
straight up
used
was a
it.
P4AR?
Yeah, one time I used it, and it was like it wasn't red. Like it was a P4AR.
Interesting.
So yeah, I don't know.
Mine was having audio issues, so I couldn't
Everybody had the
actually.
audio issues.
Yeah.
That's a known thing,
Um,
but it literally did not have burst fire. It just was a P4. So that was weird.
yeah.
So I don't think it's like ready for feedback yet. But I don't
Yeah.
know if it
Probably
was
not. But
listed.
it's probably one of those ones where it's just like it's fine next patch or something.
Correct.
But yeah, so the big LMG and the armor, they are in. And I think they've done a really interesting job at this whole thing as a package.
Yeah.
So first off, you are very, very slow when you are using this gun in this armor. Yeah, there you go. That's the bullpup.
And was yours
Um,
you died. You
yeah,
should have used the
but
awesome armor.
then again, well, that's the thing. We walked in. I had Sandig with me, and he was in the awesome armor, and he was like, "By the way, be careful when you get in if you hear the sound of the LMG." And the second I walked in there, I got shot by the LMG
Yeah.
from the other side. Anyway, so yeah, the it does feel. No, you want to be earlier. I
Earlier.
don't think we ended up fighting anything else there.
Did you use
in
the
fact,
armor
right
at any
after
point?
where I died. Yeah, right after where I died, I picked one up. I'm fairly sure.
Is he going to
I'm
drop
in
it
the
now?
armor right now.
You're in the armor. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, so you are very slow. The problem that I think needs to be solved is that your like aiming rate is still exactly the same as if you were in whatever armor. You can turn on a dime.
Yes.
Which is a huge problem because you want the down, like you have 90% damage mitigation. I am indifferent to that at the moment. I don't know if that's a good number or not yet, but we'll see. But the big problem though is if someone catches you off guard, you are like, if you are the person catching them off guard, you're still just dead immediately because they could just there you are.
Yeah. They get flicked
Um,
to you.
yeah, they don't actually get any like extra time to shoot you. Which, like, yeah, maybe they shouldn't be able to just kill you on the spot for like in this situation, but they should be able to get a lot more damage on you than they can. So I would love if they can put in like some sort of movement penalty
Yep.
to like your swing and whatever. The gun itself is great. It sounds fantastic. Big bursts and stuff. You know, you want to go further back again.
Oh,
Once again,
back.
where I died, literally right after I died.
I can't remember where that was.
It was way earlier. Yeah. Way earlier.
I'll keep going.
Because I got picked up. I had a friend with me, so he revived me.
Aha.
But yeah, you can see the armor there. Yeah, here we go. That's us going into a thing, I think, yeah.
Here we go.
So yeah, you can see how slowly we're walking around, but like we can
But
just
look at how he's moving
super fast.
side to side. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of my only problem with it at the moment. It's very fun to use. I love that the backpack has no inventory except for the ammo.
It's got a tiny bit, but not much.
Well, the backpack doesn't. The core
it's
armor,
your core.
the armor itself does. Yeah.
Correct. Okay. Yeah.
And it's very low. I was able to fit, I think, 4 grenades into the core. So you can barely pick up anything, which good. It needs to have those kinds of downsides.
It's a lot of dead
at
bodies.
the moment, there's a lot of like glitchy stuff with it. So I think you need to like unequip the backpack to reload it at the moment and stuff.
Yes,
There's
tons of bugs with this thing.
Presumably one day, hopefully, you'll be able to get someone else to like grab the ammo and slot it into the backpack. That'd be very cool. You have no utility slots in this armor, so you cannot equip grenades or meds, which, yes, thank you. That's exactly what this should be. If you've already got 90% damage mitigation, I don't want you then to be able to put in med pens or just med gun yourself back to health.
You want to find out something funny? You could put a med gun in your core, and then you can drop your gun and use a med gun still.
You can, but you spending that much, like, if you're using the med gun, you're bleeding out. So you're spending that much time to do that. I'm A-okay with that, right?
Yeah.
As well as like you've just dropped your gun as well.
Yeah.
It's like a pretty big deal. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. So I think they've done a really good job at like the kinds of restrictions they've put on there. Just once again, the one exception would be the turn rate.
Yeah, agreed. I PvP'd a little bit in it at SPK, and this guy got so mad that we killed him because he was testing, which was like, so was I.
It's wave 1.
So was I, you know, like how did it work against a player? Because the big thing was NPCs just stand there and die, right? So it was, my other issue is it's fair, like we were like, let's go to an OLP because that's a swarm of NPCs typically. And we dropped onto the pad on the outside and I was kind of sniping with it a little bit. So I don't know what they're trying to go for necessarily of like, I assume it's more suppressing fire than it is like just destroying everything. So I don't know if there needs to be some tweaks that they want to do there. But in PvE, I would say this thing is extremely overpowered, like really strong, but also super fun. So like, fuck it, who cares? And maybe you just make it hard to craft or hard to find one day. And like, this is something you strive towards. But in PvP, it's not that hard to kill. I would love to bring it up, but it'd be really hard for me to find. After this dude was complaining about me killing him, some other guy in chat was like, "Oh, I want to try the gun or the suit in the gun. Where are you guys?" And I was like, "Oh, come on, come over." You know, like I'm not an asshole, just like trying to help. And well, I am an asshole, but anyway, we have this guy come over and he puts the suit on, and then one of my teammates is sitting next to him with a med gun, and I was blasting him. Every single shot was a headshot with a P4AR, and he was just healing him and just healed right through it. So I don't but if you come prepared like that and you're working with teamwork, should you be easy to kill? Probably not. It was 6
But
sniper
also,
shots to the head to
and
kill
also at
me.
the same time, if you see someone healing the guy, kill the
Shoot
healer.
the healer. Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh, but the healer's also in the armor. It's a train of them.
Well, he could be behind cover, but then use a plasma grenade, right? So there's like
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
now have
Yeah.
options, which is cool. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, what 2 plasma grenades to kill this thing, 6 sniper
Yeah.
shots. One thing I didn't test that I would love to see, and I think would be the balance around this quite a bit, which is why I was like, I don't really know if we can have these discussions yet. Boom tube or railgun probably still
Yeah.
kill this guy pretty good, and I imagine because railgun and boom tube still knock you down potentially, and when you
They
knock
kill you. Yeah.
this, when they knock this, your gun drops.
Yeah. Which
Right,
is a huge
currently
thing.
at least. So there's that. Also, if you use left alt R, it puts the gun down, and you can actually run and jump when the gun is not being
Ooh.
used. And then
I know that.
another thing is a lot of people were like, "How is it in CZs? How is it in CZs?" You can't use this in CZs outside
Yeah.
of checkmate, because you have to go through an armistice zone in order to
Mhm.
use it, and you can't have this gun out in an armistice zone. It
Yeah.
drops. So checkmate, I think you can get in without armistice, but the other two you
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah.
Certainly ruin you cannot. And ruin's the most popular PvP spot. So
Yeah.
that's everything there. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. And that's why we play video games. So it's hard for me to like hate on it, but it does definitely feel like it needs tweaks. Like the big thing is what you said, is it feels heavy in every way, but the torso
Yeah.
turn is, if they made that feel heavy, I think it'll be on point.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
it just looks badass.
Also clearly designed for Siege of Arson. Now that we
Yes.
know that Siege is now a like 4-person squad thing, having one of your squad in this is like clearly intended.
Also, clearly designed to be in the monthly bundle because of Siege
Well,
of
yeah,
Orson. So
it's not designed to be in the monthly bundle. That's just a happy coincidence, Mike.
I'm not convinced that anything is a coincidence with this, and I think it starts with the monthly bundle and then becomes gameplay. But I am a cynic, and that's how I think this game is developed. But guys, marketing has no power, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I felt about it. I don't really have much to add there.
Yeah.
But those were the 3 things we got. I guess the other big news is there was no siege and there was no instancing. And that,
Yeah.
when you put that together with what Jared said last week, it's like, ooh, is this all 4.9 is going to be? And it's like, I didn't even see that many good bug fixes. There was one,
Yeah.
like, if you craft with gems, it'll consume the whole stack. So that one apparently is fixed. But yeah, like, no mining changes,
Yep.
nothing to take on the feedback that we got in last patch. So it's an
Like
interesting thing that might be happening
yeah.
this next few
I
weeks.
think so. In the Evo patches, we got a little bit of information about the like even though Siege like wasn't there, we got a little bit of information about it and how it's going to play. Which I
Sure.
think big changes
You
sort
feel
of
free to
coming,
talk on
right?
that.
2 main things. One, no ship combat anymore, which
Yeah,
was a
true.
huge part of Siege. Was
You think
once you
that's
were
positive or negative?
for playability in terms of like it working, huge
Huge
positive.
positive, yeah.
Because that was a lot of the problems that you would encounter. But I don't know. It's kind of in terms of like experience, it's kind of neither. Because the other part was that it seems like it's designed for 4 players now. So presumably it's a completely different experience.
But it's also like,
You
okay,
know?
so this is the question that I actually don't know the answer to. Are the
Mhm.
islands the same size? Because okay,
I don't
if
know.
it's 4
I don't
player,
know.
yeah, like I
The
don't
map
know.
is there. The map is there in P2 at the moment, and I think they might be smaller. Actually, I'm not 100% sure.
Chat's
I don't
saying
remember
yes.
seeing the. You know how the third island was like 3. It was like 3 islands in a row. It was like a little E or whatever. Um, yeah, but either way, yeah, it's going to be a very, very different experience.
Yeah.
And that's kind of exciting to me because I know after last year, they can at least conceptualize a pretty good story for this kind of thing. Depending on how they actually present it and how they've actually improved on the stuff that they did last year, will sort of determine whether this is better in that case, I guess. Like, the Onyx facilities, that's a 3 to 4 person activity, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Or less even.
So, like specifically the just for reference, when I say the Onyx facilities, I mean specifically the you know, go get the Vandal tech at the end. And so like that was like a pretty well designed thing in my opinion of Hyperion, yeah. That was like a pretty well designed one in terms of like size at least and like length of activity. So if they can like copy that pattern and then just present us with like better story, better integration, I guess, better implementation, I guess. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it just needs to be thicker, I guess.
Yeah, like if we look at the old Siege, it was just kill everything and then go to the next island and then kill everything and go to the next island. And there was like a
Yeah.
little bit of the IFI or whatever identified.
Yeah,
for
I mean
IFFs.
the biggest appeal for me for the original Siege was it felt like an MMO activity, and now it's not that. It is something else.
It felt like what are they called? Like open world
Yes,
boss kind of
100%.
activity. But but the problem with it was not everybody was in the same spot fighting the same boss, so it didn't work from a design standpoint. Like this, the way it was built was meant to be instanced, but they didn't have instance abilities, and they didn't design it with instance plans in mind. I know that for a fact because Elliot Maltby was in my chat when I was like, this should be an instance, this is stupid, years ago. Was like, but Star Citizen will never do it. We don't do instances.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he said we'll never. He goes, but we don't do instances, which was true at the time. It's not like he lied. So like when it was designed with the fact that like, but we don't do instances, which was just interesting. And
which also it's so nice to hear like one of those things that was like a tenant of Star Citizen for so long. And then, like, what now? 2 years ago, they were like, "All right, guys,
how do you have Star Citizen without it?"
Yeah, exactly.
In reality, like, it's not even from a server performance standpoint. It's also client performance. Like you run the DMR rally. How do you have 500 people on the screen at the same time? That's right.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't. Yeah, like you just don't. So like when we're talking about instance things here, it's not humanly possible. So like all these arguments of like should they or shouldn't they it's just not possible. People like unfortunately AI is not helping, right? With the we're not getting like huge leaps in PC components anymore, and if we do, they're going to cost the price of a car. So like good luck being able to do that. So I think there's got to be concessions made in some places. Like if they want 100 of us in an area, that's probably going to be the limit of what can happen, and they're just going to have to work out the mechanics of it to not really suck. and who I think most of the complaints are who has confidence in CIG to not suck is sort of the problem at the moment. But in general, the I'm sorry, I left your stream on and Croncy was going down to Hathor,
blew up.
and it was dark and he hit the ground. So I've been there and I just had to point it out. It makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
Calling me out.
But no, it just got to be a thing. And to get back to the original point, 4 people, if the islands are the same, that's a lot of ground to cover. So
yes.
Do we really think it's intended to stay at 4? Do they up the difficulty so you need more, make the party size a little bit more? There's no way that like the 4-person limit is a limit of the instance. Um,
Yeah, no,
that's
certainly not.
or maybe it is because instant, maybe it's like spinning up a virtual machine or something, and it costs money, and maybe that's where they want to keep it. Who knows? But um, 4 seems
I would
quite
imagine the
low.
amount of instances is more of a problem tech wise than like 4 people in there, right?
That's true. That's like why server
Uh,
meshing is actually a cost saver, not necessarily a more expensive thing. It's obviously been expensive for them to develop it,
mm,
but it will be a server cost saver because you only spin up exactly how much you need, not more
yeah.
than you need, or not more performance than you need.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't have much more to say about it because I didn't really try it,
Yeah,
and
neither.
don't really want to because again, if we're not going to have much in 4.9 and that's all we got, kind of want to experience it in live, just as a
Yeah.
general gamer, like bad content creator, I guess, but I don't really care. So like, you got to have fun too sometimes, I'll let
Yeah, of
all
course.
the people going to Manchester be the newscasters, I guess, because that's what they seem to enjoy. But I don't want to be in this case. I just want to play it and hopefully enjoy it, and at
Yeah,
least
I'm
enjoy it
excited
more
for it.
than I first played it because I hated it. I hated it so much because I never
It
experienced it from
yeah.
start to finish. Somebody else always did one of the other bosses, and then you were running
Yeah, but that was
across an
like
island
that's
for
what but that was
hours.
the point. That's why I liked it. It was like, I would jump in, I would type in chat like, "Oh, hey, are people already on their way to boss 2 or boss 3 or whatever?"
Yeah,
And they'd be like, "Yeah, nah, whatever." It'd be like, "All right, cool. Our crew, we're gonna end up doing this." Right? Or like, "Oh, hey, do you need any assistance at this boss or whatever?" Right? Like it was one of the first times that I really enjoyed the like I had never seen the community work towards something before, and it felt like they actually were. Even in like the regular Xeno threat, like the original, it still felt like you were just working within your group, right? Uh, I do think when Siege like came back, I think it only came back once or twice.
correct.
Um,
Just
then it
short
was
lived.
like it's one squad. One squad's doing the whole thing because they've optimized the route, whatever.
Yep.
But like that first time that it ran, it really felt quite cool for that sort of stuff. So it was one of my favorite dynamic events for a really long time, and now that it is a completely different event, I'm really well not event. Now it's a completely different thing. I'm really curious how they're gonna do. I guess I'm probably still gonna crave that experience. I guess.
Question: Is this
Hmm.
Hathor Rockbreaker Eradicated Valakar, or is this Xenothreat? As in a permanent staple in the patch after in the game after this, or is it an event based Nine Tails have sieged Orison?
I would hope it's at least semi-permanent, like until 1.0 type permanent.
Yeah,
Like maybe it doesn't make sense for the story
until
way
they
down the
do
line for him to like
dynamic events,
yeah, like
which they
this
never did.
if you're gonna well, I mean like if you're gonna test instancing with this thing,
You
kind
would
of
think it
needs
would
to
be up for
like
a while. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a
yeah.
good point. Kind of needs
So
to be up for a while.
and you can always have it be a thing of like just have it be a mission that pops up every now and then rather than like probably what it will be when it comes out of just constantly on for like a month.
Hmm.
Um and do it that way, or be reputation locked or something like that. Uh, like it doesn't. It makes sense that the Ninetales would attack again, right? So
Yeah, and and then there's like debuffs to Orison or something. Would make sense with that when it happens, like, and then you actually want to fight them off. That's one of the things that they struggle with is like this happens, but why do I care? Oh, that's right, I don't. But
because there's
hopefully
cool crafting materials in there.
that okay. Do we? Is that a thing? Is
No idea.
there? Yeah. So I don't.
This is a suggestion more than a
This is a
an actual information.
caller thing. Hopefully, you guys let us know
Yeah,
because yeah, I wanted to be a Star
like
Citizen
they'll
fan
yeah
this patch. I didn't want to be
yeah.
I didn't want to be. I don't. Sometimes it's just exhausting to play Evo, and the patches are coming out so late. I just
Hmm.
like I'm tired of it, man. It's not worth
Yeah.
it. It's just not worth it. What else? That's all I really have. So we could probably think
That's
about
the week,
callers.
right? There was
Yeah.
no news other than that. It was just these patches. The one exception, and it's very small,
Oh,
is
I
that
have it.
CIG like updated their
I have
like
it.
marketing video.
No,
Um,
it's a we're trying they're going to some uh jobs fair in Brighton, and this is just
yeah,
an
marketing
update.
for them is what I'm saying. Like their
Yeah,
marketing video. Yeah,
yeah, to get more employees, and there's a
yeah.
dog in a mocap suit there.
Which that's hype.
It like I have
When
so
can
many
I pledge for
questions.
dog?
Well, I mean, it is a stretch goal, but that is so like
Wait, really?
pets are a stretch goal. Yeah.
Oh, pets, sure. Yeah.
So is this pets? It can't be Copian, but it might be. Do Copian run like
It could
this?
be Copian.
Like
Yeah,
just do Copian? They
that could
kind of
actually
run
be
like that, right?
that could be just a Copian. Yeah,
Could be. Could be
could be.
something for Squadron. These two are. They know, and they're not telling us. Look at them. You know, and you know what it is.
You
But
know
you're
about this
not
dog,
saying it.
and you didn't tell us about this dog.
You got to tell me. I want to pet that dog. You know that meme where the bear.
Yeah.
I want to pet that dog. Like, yeah. So I'm curious about that, and that was like a cool little thing that happened this week that people were debating on Reddit and stuff. I think. But yeah, so interesting little thing, and yeah, they just updated. They're like, we want more people hired, and there's some
Yeah.
jobs available, and so on and so forth. Can I do a 10-second rant before we go to
Of
callers?
course. Oh yeah, this thing.
I hate
So
it so much. Do you know what it
at
is?
first, I do, but at first I was like, "Oh, is
I'm
this like a
so
weird
tired.
helmet that like changes its
Yep.
perspective and stuff?"
I did
And then
all
someone in
the
chat
mental
pointed out,
gymnastics
"No,
too.
this is almost certainly like dashboard flare. It's like the little weird little like robot and stuff and thing that you would put
Yep,
on
it's
your
a
dashboard."
bobblehead.
Yeah.
It was like leaked in one of the leaks discords a while ago. There was a bobblehead in the files or something. That's what this is. And the amount, like, I say this in Week in Review because I recorded it this morning. The amount of sneak peeks this year that have been subflare is very tiresome. This is not a like, sales are not sneak peeks.
Yeah.
Like, ships, debatable, but like your subflare is not a sneak peek for Star Citizen, guys.
Yeah.
I look forward to every Friday to be like, ooh, what's the new interesting location or feature or content or whatever, and then all year it's like whoever is in control of this is like marketing coded, market
I'm
maxing. Like
I will say I'm
it's like
quickly
getting
going through
old.
it now. And I'm not looking at every single one, but the last like few months it has mostly been ships and locations.
Ships or sales. What other
Yes, true.
locations?
True.
Like the
Well,
only thing I
so they
recall.
showed like Siege and stuff. Um oh, here you go. There's like the Banu Ochelo. That was a cool
Yeah,
subscriber thing.
like I thought that was
Um,
the
yeah.
alien chair at what for a ship, and I was like, oh, okay. You know, they're
There's definitely
yeah,
cooler things they could do for the sneak peek.
yeah. Like
Surely.
I don't know. It's
Tell you what, give me an actual sneak peek. Get someone sitting behind like Elliot's desk or something.
yeah,
Super blurry camera and an actual
yes.
literal sneak peek
Dude, like
of what
that's
he's
what I'm
working
talking.
on.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just like it's the same amount of effort. So this is like low effort. It's all low effort shit. But allow me
Yeah.
to like have Reddit debate and enhance and ooh, but I see this little thing over there. But what is that? It's so blurry. What that might be, you know? And just like
Yeah.
allow for those discussions and allow it to be fun. And like I went and I was like, ooh, what is this? What's in the reflection? What ship is that? And
Yeah.
like no, man, it's not a ship. It's just letting you know that it's a bobblehead. And it was just like, that is upsetting. And it was like there was no discussion to be had. Part of that is
I think it's
leaks. But
yeah. I think it is a problem as well of just like the sneak peeks can vary wildly from being something that is generally super interesting and very deep and something that we didn't know about to like something like this, the random subscribe item, right?
But it's not like
And we
it's like
probably
1 week it's good and 1 week it's not. It's like been consistently like the shittiest sneak peeks in this year because they've
I'm more saying I
mostly been
don't think we
sales.
should give this the weekly sneak peek as much value as we probably do.
I'm not.
Because
I'm
it is
not.
just a no, I
I'm
know,
not.
but no, I'm saying the community as a whole kind of do.
Yeah.
It's a random post at the end of a newsletter. That's all it is, right? Like it's just a little fun thing.
But when
so.
you never get video content, like there's like specific the weight that it holds is we don't have a video game. We don't have video content. We are not doing the type of feature development that we had done in previous years, or at least talking about it publicly. So what kind of holds the glue that holds Star Citizen together, and the reason that they have $1 billion is because every single day there's something to talk about. There's something to discuss. There's something to argue about. There's something to debate. And this was one of the central things each week that you did have those debates about and those talks about. And it's something that I always look forward to. It was very similar to SCL and ISE, obviously at a much smaller scale, but it was that thing you look forward to every Friday of like, ooh, I wonder what this is going to be. And then every 2 weeks it's the road, so there's like that thing that keeps you engaged with it because the game isn't engaging. So you need all these things. Or it isn't as engaging as it should be. People always take offense to that. Sure. It's not engaging for me, guys. So, like, my opinion, it's not engaging. Your opinion, it might be. Good for you. I'm really happy for you. Okay? But I'd like more, and that's it. But yeah, so that's my rant on that. It was just like, better sneak peeks, please, because it's something I look forward to every week. Yeah. Callers?
Yeah, let's do it because there's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
So if you want to call in, holy crap, we got a lot of callers. If you want to call in next
week,
to the Answer the Call podcast, you can go into the link below if you're watching on YouTube, or you can go !Mark podcast on Twitch. Follow the link and head into the green room.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have lots of calls today.
Just for the people who are in the call list, let's try to keep on topic. Like the last couple of weeks, it's been, I want to talk about economy and mining. I'm not talking about mining today. I don't want to think about mining. I don't want to think about refining. Yeah. I don't know how you feel, Croncy, but I'd love to like keep it to instancing and how we feel. Like, do we like it? Do we not like it? The new gun and armor and maybe the hit markers, like the things that we discussed today. If you get off topic, there's a bunch of callers in the list that are probably on topic. So you're out. All right. Yep. And we're going to keep you guys fairly short. Around 5 or so minutes, because we do want to keep it quite short this week. And I also think if we keep you guys short, it makes for better callers later in the show because the last guys always end up stuck. But all right, let's bring in Johnny Morgan and start it out. What's up, Johnny?
Johnny, how we doing? Johnny, you unmuted.
Oh, there we go. Sorry. Hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Howdy.
Hey, so I will stay on topic. I actually had 3 topics that I was gonna let you choose which one that you wanted me to go.
Go for it then, if that's what you want, or is there one that you really wanted to?
Well, the other 2 really don't relate to 4.9, etc. But the first one is instancing and the new armor. So I'll talk about that.
Yep.
Right.
Let's do it.
Sounds good. I like the new armor. Like I said in your stream, it's cool. It's got 40K vibes, right? I like that. It doesn't have EVA, so it does need to be ship landed.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you're boarding and stuff like that
you
is
just
good.
Float.
It seems to be some balance.
They should let you travel through EVA by shooting the gun though.
Yeah, that was a missed opportunity, I think.
Yeah. Fair. But I do like it. I think it's interesting that they're bringing a new role to like FPS combat. So we do have a tank, right? Like heavy weapons will take the tank out. Mike, you just like it's a good point. It's bringing more variety to the game. That's cool. Instancing seems to tie together a little bit with it because now we have a 4-man and there is actually a need for a tank and a healer.
Yeah,
because you only have 2 other choices, right? And then a sniper. and then you're kind of like close quarters guys. So now we have a 4-man dungeon raids that we're doing with Siege,
to the dismay of a lot of milsim players from like way back. We have essentially a 4-player like MMORPG party raid thing now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
don't
think
do
that's
it.
kind of
Actual dungeon.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could
Sorry, what
milsim
was it?
other places. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I don't really understand the milsim comment. Sorry, if you want to explore that a bit. Like a milsim
Oh
players
no,
don't like it, or
so
do
a
like
lot
it?
of like not a lot, probably a vocal minority of some Star Citizen players that are so wholeheartedly against making Star Citizen into anything resembling a remotely a playable traditional MMO. So like for example, there was a lot of people that complained when we found out that like stats were going to be a thing that you could train in terms of like, you know, after you punch X amount of times,
Yeah.
you'll get better at punching type thing, right?
Soft skills, yeah.
Um,
Tarkov soft
uh,
skills you're talking about.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And like this is just another one of those things where it's like they are implementing, well, possibly. I still need to actually play this Siege, but they are implementing, you know, like roles and content that is
Yeah,
designed for like this
PvE.
kind of collaborative style that is more traditional in like your regular MMOs and stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, that is kind of my complaint too, because I see what they're doing, and it's kind of okay. But then Star Citizen does have that PvP element to it. Like I do lean on the side of this is cool, but I would have loved to see you guys innovate with it a little bit more. Maybe first instance 4-man makes sense, but like Siege is huge, so I was a little confused by that. The same way you guys were like, those islands are huge. Like that's a 16-man map type thing minimum, right? Like easily.
Yeah.
Now if they took the air
Groups.
part out, okay,
Spread
yeah,
out.
yeah,
Like that's sort of. Sorry, go
and
ahead.
then made it like, oh no, it's okay. Like it agrees with it, right? It adds to the discussion. But I would have loved to see a little bit more PvP versus E, right? Like something a little more innovating. Like Arc Raiders, I really enjoyed. It was really neat, and that was innovating in the space. It was like there for a while. People played it. Now they have their player base, so we'll keep on going. Whatever. But it's like this 4-man, just really simple raid is good for tier 0, but I'm just worried that they're going to drop it and they're not going to develop anything that's PvP related. And I would like to see some arena type stuff in there. Like I would love for it
So
to go more instance arena in that. If they're going to go down that route, have those elements so that it's either PvP or PvP versus E, or just purely PvE, right? Like
Ruin
the
Station
separate
instance
dungeons are the raid.
would
yeah,
be
that's
god tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
You would.
you're essentially describing CZs.
Yep. Yep.
That's what they are supposed to be when they work, right? But the thing is, not everything needs to be that, right? Certain things can just be PvE, certain things can be just PvP. However, I do think this would lend itself pretty nicely to a style of PvPvE, right? Where you have a group playing Ninetales, you have a group playing as like the CDF, and there is a goal at the end, right?
Or even just competitive merc teams, right? You don't necessarily have to be friendly with the people. You can. That's why the Arc Raiders reference, right? Like you can choose to and still accomplish it, or you can choose to oppose them and still accomplish it. Like it's just depending on what your risk reward factor wants to be. Arc turned out 1v1s, right? Was really cooperative. 3v3s was really competitive. That's kind of the way it went. A Star Citizen community is probably going to be very competitive, but it was still nice to see the option there. And they always have taken away that option, even from like the previous Siege. There was nothing for the red players. What was Xeno Threat? There was nothing for the red players. There was only the one, the blockades that they had the red players incorporated into,
and
it,
that
right?
died
And so
quick.
and that died.
Yeah.
Because it didn't work. Like it didn't work.
It didn't die because
it
there was reds. It died because it didn't never function properly.
It never functioned, and it was too like I don't know. It was a good try, but yeah, it didn't hit. So that was like again, I'm kind of happy to see where they're going, but there's a lack of communication on the roadmap. As a community, I don't think we trust the roadmap anymore. Even when they put it out, we're just like, they're probably not going to stick to this because the marketing team's going to want to change stuff, right, for a sale. So Like
When you
I'm a little
very
iffy.
quickly, when you say lack of communication in the roadmap, is that like there is, but in this specific instance, are you talking about like in regards to future instanced content?
Well, they've never followed the roadmap, right? Like they've always published a roadmap, but what we get in the end is not the roadmap. So I have trouble believing in the roadmap has much weight inside of the company. And even they acknowledge it doesn't really, right? They don't
The
focus on the
the
things that
published
they are
roadmap for the
going
last
to.
like 6 years has been pretty consistent. Um, when they had that time where they changed it into like once they changed into hey, we're just going to talk about what's going to happen in the next 2 patches, it's pretty consistent. The exception being right now instancing may not make it in. Um, so
Well,
I
I agree
don't
that
agree
their
with you there.
roadmap reflects their Jira board. Like it does do that, but I don't think it communicates what their future development plans are going to be based on that, right? Because it just changes when it like so their short-term planning is reflected in the roadmap, not their long-term planning, and that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there is
Is
no
the
long-term
communications
plan
more of the
Sure,
long term.
that's shown to us.
sure.
Yeah, we have
It,
no idea,
and
and it changes all the time.
and that's for multiple reasons. We as a community have proven to not be able to handle it, and they as a company have not proven to stick to it even remotely. So it's fucking
Yeah,
pointless.
and there's some friction points, right, in the communication. I would like to see them work more on that. Their community manager, I think Ollie's a good move, right? I think they're going that way. Like I do have a lot of faith in this company. I just right now it's not fun to play. They got me back in during the wipe, and then they didn't capitalize on it, and so I'm disappointed in that. But I think instancing's the right way to go in this big, large sandbox type experience. We can have lots of experiences inside of it. They have the
Hmm.
server meshing, so the population's there, et cetera, et cetera. So it's good. I just hoping they don't peter out, and they kind of traditionally petered out on tier zeros, right? They don't come back and iterate on it anytime soon. It's been like 3 years, right, for some of the stuff. So I'm a little worried at the same time, right? Like, oh, hey, tons of players play this, but they only played it for like a week and then they stopped playing it. But our numbers look good in that week, and we were paying attention to the numbers then, and we're not looking now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm a little on the fence still when it comes down to it. I guess that's what my call is. Like I like where it's going. I like that we have a role. I think people will enjoy that a lot, but it's not really what I'm looking for from Star Citizen. I was always looking
Fair.
for that open world PvP, right? The Daisy in space, and that kind of isn't it. But I do like Arc Raiders and Hell of Divers too. So I'll play that. Like I'll play a little bit, but I'll probably drop off, right? And if they don't capitalize on it and move on it and kind of tell us where they're going with it. Like if they're going just full PvE with the instances, we'll say that, right? Like you should know what your end goal with instancing is if you're going to implement it. And why can't you tell us that? Well, if it's going to make us mad because it's a bad idea, maybe listen to the bad idea. Like maybe listen to our feedback. And I'm just feeling really kind of left out, right, of the discussion. And that was another topic I was going to go on to, but it's not relevant to this one. I'll message Mikey about it because it's a little sensitive. So not in Mikey's way, but like just as a topic to talk on ATC.
Yeah.
But anyway,
All right,
I'll
Johnny.
wrap it up there. I don't want to take too much of your time, but yeah, sorry.
No, you're good, man.
Like it,
Yeah.
like it.
We'll see.
We'll see. Anyway,
Yeah.
cheers.
All right, buddy. Bye.
Gotcha, man.
That was a good one.
Cool.
The yeah, it's just that's the whole year is like like I don't know, man. We'll see, I guess. It might be good. All right, I'm bringing in
Oh, I just
Snugs.
started sweating. How are we doing, Snugs?
It's like a million
Hey,
degrees
John.
here too.
Hey,
Oh.
gentlemen. Good
Hello.
morning. I'd say overall, I've had some time in 4.9 now in Wave 1, and I think it's. I mean, I think it has the makings of potentially like a decent patch, especially compared to what we're currently playing right now.
Yeah.
I really hope that they can get instancing in with Siege, just because I think it will feel like there's a big hole in the patch if it doesn't make it in. But been playing around with some of the new Battaglia missions. I don't know if either of you guys have gotten a chance to try
I
anything
only
else?
looked at the
Okay.
mission description.
Okay. First thing, and I don't know what either you guys did, but one thing I really appreciated, and it caught me off guard when it happened, and it felt really good, was spawned in Stanton, jumped into Nyx, and the minute you jump into Nyx, Recco Battaglia calls you on your MFD. You don't have to click anything, just says, hey, I'm, Recco Battaglia, welcome to Nyx. I've got some contracts available, or a contract available for you. If you're interested, check your Mobi or whatever. And I think that was awesome. And more things like that of like, I've arrived at a location, I'm here. This is how I start to figure out, the basics of what can I do here? What are some things that are available to me? I thought that was a really nice direction that they headed in.
The 1.0 game is going to need that type of tutorial welcome, in each star system, and here's what we have, and here's what you could do. Like, it doesn't always have to be a mission. It doesn't always have to be a journal entry. It could just be a call, just like that too, as well. And then obviously that person can give you missions. But yeah, that's a nice little touch, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I hope one day that would be hey, I'm Recco, come meet me at X location.
Yep.
At she's the cargo services, I think, or something like that. Whatever, and that then opens up your chain like that. When you think about, what does 1.0 look like? It's like, yeah, we need that. So much more of that, of course. So I don't know. I like that a lot. But I think instancing, just because the last caller was talking about it a lot. I did not play in Evo because I'm not in Evo. I have some friends that are in Evo that played it that actually said that they thought it was a nice, pretty good experience for the most part.
Sweet.
For them. So hopefully, like, it will get in, and they just weren't able to get it in for whatever the first PTU build is. But I'm curious to see and hear your guys' thoughts about, like, do you think there is going to be a push, either, probably not in this patch, but in the next couple, to go back and instance existing things that we have in the game currently?
Good question.
I don't think CIG do that. I think it's much more likely that they just abandon the old stuff and then come up with something new, right?
Because they should instance the eradicated Valakar. They should instance Xenothreat. They should instance
the
QV stations.
Yep, QVs.
Rockbreaker. Because those are all like supposed to be like curated dungeon-y kind of content that you don't really want to bring people in. Now, Rockbreaker, you can instance one and not the other. Or you can instance both, but the instance rules are different, where people would be allowed in and only so many. So it's not like one team can, like, that's where instancing is kind of helpfful. It's not like one team can zerg. Like, what if it was party limits, but multiple parties can join? So it was like Rockbreaker was a party limit of 7, but 3 parties can join at the contested Rockbreaker, right? That would be interesting. And like, so those are the things that they could kind of do. Do I think they would? I'm with Croncy. CIG historically does not go back and fix anything. It's always push forward, and that's the problem. And that's what's really frustrating, is because some of the content is good, and if you just built off of what you've already started with to build the game, then you would be able to go forward much more smoothly. But it's always this go forward in a tier 0 way and not bring things up to a standard of where we need to be after 14 years. And that's the frustrating part about it.
I think there's also,
I think they should, but I don't think they will.
Some of those things that you mentioned as well, it's like, would they need to be instanced? So Irradiated Valakar, yes. There's technically 2 locations where it can happen, and that's it, right?
Well, that's not the reason why, I would say, because those can be PvP locations, but the way it was designed with those medical beds is like,
all that stuff as well. Like
if you keep that, you need it to be instanced.
There's a lot of reasons, but like, when you take, once again, one of my favorite activities with the Onyx facilities, there's so many that, like, what does instancing solve that just the amount of things doesn't already solve? What does...
Oh, well, that's simple. That's simple. Let's jump in there. Let's break that down. That's the most important thing that I think instancing solves. There's now 1 QV location on the server, so long as nobody is doing QV locations. Nobody's doing. There's only one Onyx facility. If nobody's doing, it's saving server bandwidth, right? And then you open it up if you need more, but you only have one.
Yeah.
Right now, there's hundreds of these instances all over the place. That's like eating up. Guys, just try to remember when 4.0 dropped. It was 30 FPS servers consistently. Then Hathor dropped. And then boom, and it just they just got worse and worse and worse. And I believe that is one of the reasons why. Obviously, we'll hear more about it in the future, but that's what it solves, I believe. But who am I and what do I know? But it logically makes sense, I think, right?
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I think I would then argue, like you are correct. I would then argue from a what would CIG do? I think because they think that they have already solved some of those by having them be a bunch of locations, that won't change. But maybe they will change a radiated Velikar. Maybe they will change some of these other ones that lend themselves way more to it. CZ's another example, right? So
CZs, I was gonna say CZs, but like that's weird for me to say. That's a whole bag of work. Like,
well, I think they can be
instancing
instanced, but you can just let everyone in. It's more like instancing for the purpose of being able to fix the stuff when it's broken.
Sure.
And still let everyone in. Yeah.
We've talked about this on the podcast before. I think CZs lend themselves to be more of like a Tarkov raid, where you literally wait until everybody's ready, and like you have enough people to do it, and then you know it's going to be a contested zone. It's in the name. Like, to go to a contested zone and not be contested or be contested by a bunch of stupid NPCs, doesn't really fit the whole purpose of them. So that's like where it's like that instancing tech probably needs to go up a little further to be able to create these raids, essentially like a Tarkov thing. But I think it would lends itself really well to that, which would be cool.
I just to say, like, with the contested zone specifically, because it was something I was thinking about. I would love to see a system where you're not allowed to, the game will not allow you to run a contested zone unopposed by somebody, right? And so maybe you get to ruin or checkmate or orb, and when you get there, there's something you can hit in your Moby or in the station, where it says, "Hey, I'd like to participate," and it kind of match makes you, essentially. And as long as somebody else is there who will, or at least one person, it could, I think, theoretically be as many people as you want, whatever, right? No limit on it. That you get a notification.
The problem with that is that it means you can't have, like, you just, if you put good rewards at that location, but people start to get bored of that content, now the content really sucks because you could never do it, right? So I liked the Tarkov example that Mike gave, because Tarkov will still launch if you're the only person there. It just won't tell you that. It'll just launch with only the NPCs or whatever after a certain amount of time, right?
So I love these conversations because I play sandbox MMOs that actually develop video games, and they have solutions to these problems, right? I reacted to a video from Montoya this morning that talked about abyssals in EVE Online, but a fantasy genre MMO that is akin to EVE Online is called Albion Online, and they've solved this problem. So there are instance dungeons that just appear around the world randomly, and some of them are, there's all sorts of different rules based on the locations that you're in. There's tons of different rules. So some of them potentially could be contested, and they'll instance a guy in, like, you can, Croncy, you could be across the map on another thing, and your dungeon opens up, and then we'll be put together. We're in that instance for a few moments. We're competing in this PvE experience, and it's like a CZ, but it's like kind of quick, really, really short, like 3 to 5 minutes max, and then you're out. And based on the rules is like where you go into the dungeon, my loot won't drop, but my backpack, like, so basically tier 0 item recovery, like what we have right now, is one of the rules that they have. So it's like, I'm not ready to risk all my gear but then you also don't have the high reward. And then there's other ones that are maximum 2 players on each side, and then it's like you will definitely be put against somebody, and then but then some of them are not. Like they've already kind of solved this problem, and the rewards scale to the experience. So like you could do a ruin CZ, and like there's 3 ruin doors, right? So you could choose door number 1 that is, I just want a PvE experience, or I just want a PvPvE experience, but tier 0 item recovery, or like they could do stuff like that. Like Albion Online is an extremely hardcore game, but they have scaled their hardcoreness so perfectly from the beginning. You're in a blue zone, nobody can attack you. You go to a yellow zone, somebody can attack you, and if they do, then everybody can attack them, but you don't lose any of your stuff. And then there's and then it goes up and up and up, and there's like multiple levels, and you sign up for the risk each way. And like same with these kind of instances, they can do that stuff. Now that is not what people come to Star Citizen for, in my opinion. They come for the little bit larger scale, you're in spaceships, we're talking more FPS stuff here, that works there. But I was sitting there with a grin on my face because it's like I've already played this and it works so well and it's so smooth. It just they've solved this problem. Will CIG look at that game and go, that's a good idea, let's do that? No, because they think they're smarter than everyone else for some reason. Let's make it as complicated as possible for the F word, fidelity. And I that's my guess was what will happen. But Snugs, the call was really long, so do you have it? And but we talked a lot.
No.
Do you want to say anything else?
Leave it there. Do I want to say anything else? No. I hope that we get Siege in this patch and some instancing, hopefully. But I think we need a more stable patch, and if it needs to come without it, then I hate to say it, it'll be a low concurrency patch probably for CIG, which is super sad. So I'm joking, obviously. But gentlemen, thanks for the call. Really appreciate the discussion today.
Yeah, man.
Thanks,
be good. Be good.
Have a good one.
Before we talk to anybody else, let's remember 4.8.3 is probably next week with Xeno threat missions as well. So there's like some content that is probably going to be a thing. All right, next caller is Fludgens. Did I pull him in? Yes.
Fludens?
You hear me? Yeah. All right. Yep. Cool.
Fludens. Is that how we say it?
It's Fludens, but it's all right.
Oh, would you get it right now?
I guess I have like 2 points. I'll just start with a small one. This is like not even like a point. This is like an experience. Sorry, I gotta mute myself. An experience I had in Wrath of the Lich King. They ran out of instance IDs, so there was like hundreds of players in groups of 5s trying to like run back and forth in between the instance store to try to like bait a instance for themselves. So I'm wondering if that's going to be like an ongoing issue as this is early development.
I don't think CIG has the concurrency for that problem to happen, but yeah.
I also think that sounds as well like a
Jared
problem where it's like, this happens in 2007, 2008, and then probably every MMO game dev hears about it in the world. I was like, yeah, we probably don't want that to happen actually.
I guess what triggered it was like, I imagine a lot of people are going to try to do these things solo versus groups.
True.
And apparently it is soloable.
If it's 4-personable, it'll be soloable.
Yeah.
The next thing, you guys are probably gonna hate me for it, but I play Tarkov and I'm a UI UX designer. I think less is more when it comes to the hit markers. What they have now reminds me of Call of Duty's like stimulate like hit markers where you're waiting for the clicks and the ticks and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
like
I
you
think
hear
it's
like the armor break and stuff.
Yeah, it's like I'm not playing the game's playing it for me.
Yep.
Something I did before the wipe was I used an Ace Interceptor helmet, had no like HUD or anything like that. And it was a weird but unique, and how I approached the environment in FPS was so different because the game wasn't telling me I killed the target. I had to actually have to pay attention to the execution of the target.
I just quickly, I want to point out, like, I like kind of agree with you for the most part, with the exception of like in Star Citizen, because we have weapons that are designed to impact vehicles differently based on shield and armor, that you need that information. And it's like, how are you going to present that information? Is it going to be completely just like visual look at the ship? Because that's going to make it really hard.
I was thinking like something on the MFDs, like if it's like a color
Mhm.
code thing, like if it's blue, if I see blue on the ship, I'm hitting armor, or I'm not breaking armor. If it turns orange, I'm penetrating armor. Something like that. I think it's just the hit markers. Just it seems very archaic and not sim to me.
Yeah,
If that
it
makes
definitely.
sense.
And I don't hate you at all. I make the argument that the FPS experience is way better without the hit markers, but I think the ship experience needs them because the range at which we shoot, and we don't have a scope to look in to see if the like I think a good example is DayZ. Now, I don't think Tarkov does this, but DayZ has an impact for like I downed him and I killed them. Like it's full death or unconscious, right? And there'll be like a blood there'll be like a blood splatter each time you hit the player. Like every game goes, yeah, if we have like these long distance engagements, you gotta indicate to the player that their bullet hit, because it's extremely satisfying and it's information that they need. And the range at which Star Citizen fights happen are the range at which like at which they start basically is at the longest range in like a DayZ would be, is like 900 to 1,000 meters. So this distance is so vast that I feel like we need something in ships. But the best FPS experience I've had in Star Citizen, do you remember there was a place on Hurston that you would buy RMC, and it became like a little piracy hotspot for a little bit. And it was where like the big armor
Brios,
was.
right? Or no?
No. Brios is a scrapyard, but this was like the new versions of scrapyard. I think it might have been in Pyro. I can't remember.
Right.
Pickersfield, something like that. Yeah, it was. I don't think it was Pickersfield, but it was something like that. And there was a player who went up in a tower, and I didn't have one of the helmets on, like the combat helmets on, and I shot him with a sniper, a charged arrowhead sniper, and I was like, did I kill? I don't know if I killed him. And then you go up to see, and like, you now I'm like playing defensively. Did I kill him? Did I not kill him? And then there's the body there, and it was like, God, like it was just so satisfying. So I agree with you in FPS, but ship combat, it's like the explosion of the ship, like that lets you know that you got them, right?
I agree with you. We need to know that information. I guess I just want it implemented in a better way.
Yeah,
just the hit markers. I just something. Yeah, something that'll. I'm hesitant to say it, but a little more immersed instead of just hit markers.
I'm fine with that as long as the information is displayed easily at a distance of like 2,000 meters and in. Like shield popping could be a bigger flash of light. Hitting armor can be that like, sparky thing, and then components can be like small explosions, right? It doesn't have to be on the pip, but it has to exist, is the argument I think we're all having here. Where Tarkov, it doesn't have to exist, and that's why it's awesome.
I'm seeing a lot of arguments in like some of the chats and stuff about like, well, that information already existed on the MFDs. The MFDs are already not super easy to read for a new player, as well as like having to get that information after you've already shot them, because you're not looking at the MFD, you're looking at your target. Your eyes are looking in the center of the screen. Like that's the important thing. I need the information now, but also here, I think is more important.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I was a little distracted. There's a dog loose, and my neighbor was telling me, don't bring my dog out.
I would say very quickly, actually, one thing that I would like that if they did with the MFDs would maybe be a solution is like a I think some other games have done it before. It's like a heat map. So you have the gladius or whatever that you're shooting at on the MFD, but you're looking at them where you're targeting them, right? So you shoot them a couple of times. That lights up where you're shooting them on the ship. And then when you look at the MFD, it's like that, and then it glows and goes away, right?
Yeah.
Because you're no longer shooting them there. That could be possibly a solution to what I'm describing, at least.
There's also the argument that you don't need to know that you're hitting shields because you can see it. You have MFD information all over that the shields are going down.
Yeah,
Like
the color
I'm hitting the
change on
shields.
that.
The size and color change, right? So like you don't need that
Yeah.
necessarily, but knowing that you popped a component is, I think, a thing that you need to know. It's like in Rust, or not Rust. What was that game that was like supposed to be Titanfall 3 and became a like a battle royale? I can't remember.
Apex.
Apex. Like
Yeah.
you pop shield and then you popped armor. Like that made
Yeah,
those sounds.
you'll see the cracks
Yeah.
sound, and then you'll see the yellow for the armor.
Exactly. Like you need that information. It's just how do you want to be arcadey as fuck like Apex? I don't think Star Citizen people want it to be arcadey as fuck, and I'm in agreement with you. Like I want the information. I don't care how it's displayed though.
Yeah, especially smaller size guns, knowing if it's penetrating or not. New players
That's
aren't
the
gonna
most
know.
important. That's the most
Yeah.
important information. And if we get a hit marker specifically for that, and that's it, I'm okay with that. But yeah,
Cool.
anything
Yeah,
else,
sounds
Flood?
good. No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Just hopefully we get Siege.
Yes, definitely. All right, buddy.
All right, awesome. Cheers,
Thanks.
Ludens. Have a
Catch
good
ya.
one.
See ya.
Bye now. All right, and our next caller is Davlos, and this is our last two. Davlos, hello.
Davlos,
Hi.
hello.
Hi, I'm Devlos. Because my Sunday is about to end, I will give you guys a very messed up stand-up rundown as quickly as possible from the lowest priority to the highest priority.
Okay.
Lowest priority, the bullpup weapon. The bullpup weapon feels like a P4 AR because it probably has the stats copy and pasted. If you refer to Zach Priest on SCPVP, the values are not there. The recoil
Yeah.
is not there.
That's what I was trying to portray when I said it's a P4 AR.
Yeah.
I meant exactly what you're saying. Like they didn't actually put the gun in yet. It's just art.
Yeah. It's an example of death protest failure, right? 101.
Yep.
All right. The second one is the super heavy armor, and how I feel is the design by spreadsheet input and not much extensive playtesting. So if you look at the new explosive values, they are really powerful. They seem to be clearly targeted towards dealing with the 90% or 90+% mitigation when it comes to crafted values, right? But it is going to completely ruin everyone else who is not wearing super heavy armor.
Yep.
It's not going to be a good time for FPS.
Just run away.
You can't.
I'm not
You
really
can't run
looking
away
forward
from
to
a
that.
grenade launcher. We've already had this problem. Going back to a problem that we've already solved is like, again, not just an FPS. Flight with the fuel. We've already solved this problem. Nobody complained. Everybody was fine with it. Grenade launcher was a horrible experience in Arena Commander, and we're going right back to where it was. Why are we doing this? It makes no sense to me, other than what you just said, Dev.
Yep. Okay. Then the last one for instancing. Okay, instancing is something I have mixed feelings about. From the PV perspective, not great. From the technical / gameplay perspective, I can see the pros and cons for it. The pros is that the server performance as it is right now, it is absolutely terrible. If the instancing is used to isolate really high activity places like Ruin or other CZs where everybody gets to join the same instance and the activity is isolated from the rest of the PU, cool, I'm behind that. But doing it as a welfare tool, I am not so cool about. And to make things even worse, when the instanced gameplay is so simple to the point that it is soloable, like for example, quote unquote, endgame in TSG, where one person can clear it, or maybe 4 people or 3 people can clear it comfortably. Where's the challenge in that? Um, the other problem also comes in with the Siege of Origin, right? When it becomes soloable, then what's the point? I will just pop in, play maybe 1 week max, and then not log in ever again. If the Siege of Origin becomes on the same level as a Destiny 2 Nightfall content, where people actually have to learn how to play the instance, learn puzzles, complete rewarding challenges, and then get like a sense of achievement out of it, I'm behind that. But we
Sure.
do not have it because ultimately CIG is serving a player base that for the most part takes pride in not wanting to learn anything, which is really tragic.
Yeah, I think you explained that really like respectfully and nicely, and word it differently than I would, but we feel exactly the same. The thing about Destiny is they most likely built their instance tech, or had an engine with instance tech in it, and then built the experiences within the framework of those instances. How many things can we do? How many entities can we do? How can we keep the frame rate high? How many mechanics can we have? How many people can we have in it? That's what we have to figure out first with Siege. Siege is not going to be the best instance content. It's going to be the worst instance content. And we need Siege first to get what you want, is how I look at it.
Yeah, which is also very tragic because when I'm a day one Kickstarter backer who only started actively playing about maybe 16 to 18 months ago.
Okay.
And when I see old footage of Siege of Origin, it looks amazing. Like combined arms, everything, chaos everywhere, amazing. Then now that it's coming back, it's not how we've liked it or imagined it to be, which is quite sad.
Yeah, it's different. It's a
Yep.
different experience.
Yep. Oh man, but you present your points so much better than me, but we share the exact same ones, and I appreciate you for it.
Yeah, if we have a design team which really wants to incentivize the player base to start learning how to play the game, we would probably all have a more positive and maybe more rewarding gameplay experience out of it. Like for the last 12 months, I've been observing stuff which has flashes of brilliance but just gets crushed by, oh, I guess we need to cater to people who don't really want to learn anything, even though large language models are threatening to kill us all, actually learning stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just silly. Like, it's fun to learn mechanics of things. So those are the threads and Reddit posts and tweets that, instead of shitting on those people or talking about them or giving them any time of day, you just ignore it because they're not gamers. Like, they have no place in a game that's trying to be a good game. They have every place to be in the game right now, which is it's a company that's trying to fund a game, still, sadly. And they have a place in the game now, and let them think whatever they want, and then CIG will get their money, and then hopefully, that's all we have is hope that CIG actually makes a game within this. And that's how I'm starting to look at them, is like, thank you for your service. And I hope at the end of this experience, when this game goes 1.0 or later, that you absolutely fucking hate the experience, because everything that you want is everything that I don't. And one of us is going to get what we want. And I hope it's not you. And that's all I could do, right? Like, our money is spent. There's not much else we could do, but I hope every one of those people hates Star Citizen at the end and are left unhappy. And it's like, I don't wish them unwell, but like, one of us is going to be happy. I want it to be me, not them. So that's all. That's the only way it can be. One of us has to be happy.
My extremely cynical perspective right now is that this will probably be a really good case study of a game that is catered towards people who are about to enter the nursing home, vis-a-vis other games like Fortnite that are catered towards like the 16 to 25-year-old cohort. It is kind of sad and also fascinating at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, maybe on the PC side, but it's phone games are for the boomers that are getting old. My grandfather's 90 and he loves his little word puzzle games that he has to buy gems to keep going and stuff. Like, those are the games for them. But anyway, Dav, I think we're getting way off topic, so we'll move on to our final call. And but no, that was really, really fun chat. Could talk to you for hours, I think.
Yeah.
All right,
for
man.
having me. See you.
Talk to you soon.
Cheers,
Bye.
cool, mate.
That's my kind of guy right there. All right. Mr. Darkness is our last one. Hello, Mr. Darkness. How are you?
How are we doing, Mr. Darkness?
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
Can you hear me then?
Yes.
Yes.
So, just quickly, about the people that are not gamers, but they are the majority of the ESC community. Like the dads that want the immersion and yada yada.
I don't think they are. But they are the vocal, because the pledge, again, the entire year has been chip sales, and that's basically it. So the people that are talking are the people that are engaging with the things that CIG are doing regularly. I don't think we can make any statements of anybody is the majority of the Star Citizen community, because the majority of the Star Citizen community is not engaged with the community at all and bought the game a while ago and is waiting for it to be something. So we don't know who they are. Is the point I'm trying to make.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. But it's just that let's just hope that they are actually aiming to make an actual game.
Yeah.
Speaking of actual games, I'm gonna derail it a little bit. I've defeated the goddamn dragon in Valheim.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's where I got stuck.
It was a literal mess. April scam after me. Thank God the buff of the bone mass helped me. Anyway, back to the topic. So the armor, the super heavy armor, looks awesome. It seems awesome. I also noticed a little funny detail where the guy that walks, his legs actually have the animation of a drunk person. Like, when you get drunk in Star Citizen, you have the legs, like, they walk kind of sideways, and it's exactly the same animation. And I thought that was kind of funny. So
that is funny, but I also want to use that to point out that it seems like they did some animation work for it, because there's I don't know, Croncy, did you melee anybody?
I didn't. I got meleeed, but so that,
you could one shot headshot somebody and kill them with the gun. And then also, so that's one, and then also if you try to knock them, they more like stumble and then drop the gun. So it seems like additional work was done for this thing with their little mocap studio, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, about the functionality, it's really, I'm really glad that they didn't make any stupid shit like being able to sprint in this armor or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, probably they have the possibility to do that in the code, in the base variant of this armor, but with the gun, it's not possible. That's what I noticed. But anyway, I think we need more of this kind of stuff in the game.
Yeah.
It seems like very, very what Star Citizen needs in some gameplay that is possible already, but still there's no real gameplay at its core as much, maybe 0.5 rather than 1. I don't know if it's coherent what I'm trying to say in this case.
I think so. But the thing that I wanted to say too earlier with like our first call, and I never got the opportunity to, was you guys were talking about like tank versus healer and stuff. And what's good about this is you don't have to do it. Like Siege seems like it would be nice to use it, but you don't have to. And it's like, that's kind of the difference between a WoW raid and this is like, you got to have a tank because the mechanics say you need this and you need that. Like,
works. Whereas this is like, you don't have a choice of, you can go in with this sort of composition.
Which is nice.
That's actually the next point that I wanted to address, because I've seen a few leaks of Siege of Orison. And let me tell you this, the armor, from what it seems to me, is going to be completely useless in Siege of Orison. So, it's because you'll have to climb, you'll have to do this kind of stuff. And with this armor, I mean, what's the point?
You can climb with it. You just have to put the gun, you have to not holster the gun, but put the gun down. You can climb, you could jump, you can run. You just can't you can't do it in a position that you can fire in.
Well, in that case, maybe. Oh, also, right. You can also pilot in this armor. I forgot about that. That makes
Yes, but
sense.
not with the
Well,
gun
it
either.
For
doesn't.
now, yeah.
It doesn't make sense, but it does make sense, but it doesn't make sense. So whatever.
It's just not a restriction that
Um,
they've placed on us yet, but we think it's
Yeah.
coming, and I don't really care, to be honest, whether they do or they don't. I hope it's more like a soft restriction of the, well, holy crap, you're going to get so the G-forces are going to be horrible. Why would you want to do this? Rather than you cannot, personally, but that's me.
I mean, it's fun. You come out and you just go like brrr on everyone.
Yes,
You
exactly.
shoot it. You take 0 damage, and it's good.
Nice.
Kind of reminds me of the one of the loadouts in Rust. There is like super heavy armor there as well that disables you from being able to aim. That limits your vision greatly, and makes you super slow as well.
I hope
but
there's a
reduces the
distortion
damage.
element, because you could
Mm.
hear it's powered, kind of.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
love to
that'd be
shut
Oh
it
sick.
yeah.
down.
Actually, I think I've seen some people, some clips where this armor took damage and it was, going kind of hazy with all the UI, but we'll see about that.
Yeah.
As for Siege of Orison, the instancing, a very hot topic right now. I think personally, it's a very good thing that they're adding that, because as the game grows, it's going to be becoming impossible to maintain all those
Mhm.
um, little locations with many players on them. So, I mean, there's no other way. Seriously, if you think of it, it's just going to be impossible otherwise. It's just going to be low frame rate. You don't want
Yeah,
that.
it also it just allows you to make like more complex, more interesting locations with like less chance of problems happening every 5 seconds, basically, right?
Yeah.
It's
Also,
yeah,
the
it's
yeah,
such
ability
a
to
no-brainer.
reset, clear,
Exactly. Yeah.
Imagine.
clean up.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Actually, that limits the entity count, and this will just remove all the empty servers, all the empty shards that we
Yeah.
don't need. And right. And people sometimes just don't understand that it's a necessary thing to have, and every goddamn MMO has this. I mean, every pulp MMO that is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's a
the
good thing to
arguments
have.
of people that are just yelling that this is a sandbox and stuff like that, it can still be a sandbox and
Yeah,
not.
you can still have those activities work within the tech of instancing.
Yes, it's just,
Exactly. And
but the
I
fear
mean,
is the CIG is going to overuse it. Just think Wicklow at the very limit is they Wicklowed everything last year, everything tied into Wicklow because he was like the thing apparently. And it's like if everything gets instanced, then the people that are complaining right now are going to be vindicated and they're going to be right if they use it in the places that make sense and how it improves on whatever their goal of the game is, because we again don't really know what they're even trying to do. Then that's great, I guess. Like it's just very much a we'll see.
it does make sense for example, PV breaker stations. You get the mission for like 10 minutes or something like this that you can grab, and then it vanishes off the quest of the contracts list, and nobody can accept the same contract that you have accepted. So everyone who wanted to accept it, they just go to that location. So I guess the instance would be tied to them and nobody else, to all the people who accepted this contract, right? And the same would happen with, say, QV Logistics and all the other ones. And as the game grows, people will be getting the same contracts for all of those locations. For example, live in the bunker missions and on Hurston or something like that.
Yep.
So there's nothing wrong with that. And yeah, I think that's a great implementation. It had to be there for a long time ago. As for Wicklow, I mean, yeah, I mean, let's hope they don't overuse it because that's going to be a mess. For missions where you, for example, want to salvage, for missions where you want to, mine or whatever, you want to reduce the amount of the instancing as much as possible because you want to get pirated. You want to get people for Hathor, for example, right? You want to have
Hathor
people
should never be
pirating.
instance.
Unless it's going to be like some limit for like, I don't know, 20, 30 players or something. speculatively, you know.
Open instance.
Yes, kind of open instance, yeah. So it has a limit of how many players you can have, but not like a unlimited, because otherwise it's just gonna be a mess. Remember how it was like in the very first days of Hather?
Yes, it was
all the
fucking
landing
amazing.
gears.
Yeah, I was gonna say
was
for
amazing.
for a lot of people that was like when they were most fond of it, and like
It was
that was when they had like 50, 60 people doing it, right? So.
Yep.
yes, but 3 or 4 FPS is what I had, and it was impossible for
Yeah.
me to play it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, there needs to be a balance, and I hope
For
that
sure.
they will hopium, you know.
Keep hoping.
That
It's
they
all we
will-
got.
Yeah, let's hope that CIG nails it eventually. At least I don't know. Let's just wait till we get old or something, and CIG does this right.
For
So
sure.
yeah, that's
for
it
sure.
from me, I guess.
All
I'm
right.
gonna continue playing
Awesome.
Valheim. This time I'm gonna get the what was this guy's name?
Don't say it.
The fifth one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't. That's
All right,
spoilers
I'll
for
tell
me.
you.
That's you've passed my limit now. All right, Darkness. Be good, man. Good luck.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Have a good one, mate.
Bye.
See you, Mike. Say Croncy.
Bye now.
Catch you, mate.
Croncy, you ever play Valheim?
Yeah, a while ago.
Did you like beat it and stuff, or just like play it a little bit? Yeah, dude.
I was like,
it's
this is
so
fine.
good. No, it's amazing. It's amazing. But all right, guys, that is the end of our show. I got to go figure out and help, because the dog that's out is this really old lady that can't, like, she just has no control over this poor dog, and it's such a mess. So me and my neighbor usually try and help her get her, and yeah, it's terrible. She swims in the lake and stuff, so I got to go help. Yeah. Next week will be very telling. I'm very, 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 very interested to see the roadmap update for next week. Will it have Siege removed? Will this be our first delay in like proper delayed content in like 2 years potentially? Like their roadmaps have been pretty darn solid, as you pointed out. Where this might be the first one, and I'm okay if it is. If it's for stability, I think it makes sense.
I think we get a couple of more, like we probably get a Wave 1 Siege patch first.
Potentially, to see how bad. I think that you're right. This is like an A/B test with it, without, and with, and see how it is on a PTU, because you know it's going to be bad on live. Both are going to be horrible on live, because live's just a terrible experience always.
Yeah.
But yeah, just how bad.
So
I think you're right.
We see that first, especially because like we did have Siege on the Evo for a little bit. So
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we'll see.
All right, folks. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I do have my phone today, so don't forget.
To answer
to go take a nap. He's already asleep, guys. He's gone.